with this Paint Saver palette, the paint is ready a few minutes after you take it out of the freezer. You save paint and you save money, and you don't have to be a paint stinge. You can put as much paint out as you need. When you get the Paint Saver palette, this is what you get. You get the blue box to store it in the freezer, the panel. You get a magnet to put on your refrigerator so you don't forget your Paint Saver palette. Instructions, 2 bungee cords, and this is the Paint Saver palette that slips out, and then you put your paint on this surface. So now this is how I set my Paint Saver palette up on my easel. I take it out of the housing, I clip it onto the board, and then here I'm putting it on the easel. Now I have the 2 bungee cords. There's little holes in this clipboard, and then I attach it to my easel, or any easel that you have. You can attach it this way. Okay, so that's attached. I bring it up. Okay, so now I have the Paint Saver palette. Now this is before I put any paint on it. We'll get to that in the next video. So now I'm gonna put it in the freezer, get ready to put in the freezer. I take it off the clipboard, I slip it in the housing, and I put it in the storage box. So with your Paint Saver palette, you're gonna get a template. And this way you can plan where you're going to put your paints on the Paint Saver palette. So I'm going to put a swatch of red paint, my Cool Red, on this particular Paint Saver palette. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this layer of paint on. I'm going to let it dry before I actually put my big dollop of paint on the Paint Saver palette. And this will make sure that the paint really adheres to this slick surface. This is how I clean my Paint Saver palette. If my paint gets polluted, I take the good paint out, I take it off. I clean up, I leave some paint, but I scrape it down a little bit. I put the old paint back in the front, and then all the new paint is going to go on top. So I'm doing that right now. And don't be a paint stinge.